Hi guys, I am the digital marketing girly, and this channel is going to be all about financial literacy because I don't believe that we're educated enough on this topic. Therefore, we are forced to self educate and share knowledge. I'm building this community so that all of us have the opportunity to gain financial freedom and live debt free. I'll be posting once a week on Thursdays or Sundays. So subscribe, like, and or share for more content. Let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to look at today is mastering money for a secure future. To do so, we're going to avoid debt, stress, and loss of financial opportunities, gain financial freedom, and develop proper money management habits. We're going to avoid overspending and lack of budgeting, avoid credit card debt traps, save for emergency and retirement early, and stop falling for financial scams. So let's look at the foundation of financial success. Budgeting and saving. This is where we're going to utilize the 50-30-20 rule. 50% is going to be your needs, 30% is going to be your wants, and 20% is going to go towards your savings or your debts. Use budgeting apps to track income and expenses. We can use Mint, YNAB, etc. Build an emergency fund. This should be able to cover around 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. Keep it in a easily accessible high yield savings account. The savings account normally puts interest on your money. So like a high yield interest savings account, that's a good idea for your emergency fund. Now, you need to identify spending leaks when using the 50-30-20 rule, differentiating between needs and wants. Then you're going to adjust and stick to realistic financial goals. Realistic financial goals based on your income. That is why you're going to track your income and your expenses. Okay. Now, when you're saving, right, when you're building your emergency fund or just saving for anything at all, start small. You don't have to wait until you have $100 for the month or $200 every 2 months or whatever. You can start with $10 a day. You can start with $10 a week. The point is that money is going to grow over time. And if it is in a high yield savings account, then chances are interest are growing on it. So it doesn't matter how small you start. What matters is that you start. So, guys, this is what we really need to get into because if you're going to be financially literate, you need to master your debt. Understand loan terms. Longer loan terms result in lower monthly payments, but you'll pay more interest over the life of the loan. Prioritize high interest debt using the avalanche method. Now, the avalanche method is where you make minimum payment on each debt, then use any remaining available funds to pay the debt with the highest interest rate. Now, credit. Your credit score normally range from 300 to 850. Now, this is very important because it affects your loans, your rent, your jobs, and interest rates. Please consider refinancing options as well, guys. Some factors that affect your credit score is your payment history, credit utilization, credit history length, new credit inquiries, and credit mix. To control your credit, you need to use your credit card responsibly. Pay your balance in full every month. Keep your credit utilization below 30% and avoid opening too many credit card accounts at once. In order to gain financial freedom, real financial freedom, we need to master smart spending and investing practices. Look at need versus wants. Can I afford it? Should I buy it? Chances are, if you can't afford it, then you probably shouldn't buy it. Avoid lifestyle inflation. The 24-hour rule before big purchases. The 24-hour rule is where you wait a full day before making a purchase to avoid impulse spending and potentially regretful financial decisions. Set spending limits and track your purchases. This is a very smart way to spend and invest. Why should we invest? Compound interest helps money to grow over time. Some types of investment are stocks, bonds, and mutual funds (ETFs). Stocks are like ownership in a company. This is high risk and high reward. High reward often means that it's a higher potential of loss. That is why we need to make educated and informed decisions before investing. If it is ever a case that the reward is going to be high, chances are the loss is going to be even higher. When we look at bonds, this is like loaning money to a company or a government, typically low risk. Mutual funds or ETFs are a mix of stocks or bonds. This is balanced risk. Now, in an effort to maintain financial freedom, we must practice smart ways of spending and investing. Because if we don't practice this, then guys, we're not financially literate. Let's look at investment strategies. The purpose of this is to grow our wealth. Create multiple streams of income. Always have a side hustle. Think about passive income, entrepreneurship, and plan for long term. You might want to buy a house in the future. You want to plan for your retirement because we don't want to work all the days of our lives, okay? Now, we're going to create multiple streams of income for side hustles. What you can look at is like freelancing, tutoring, e-commerce. Your side hustle can be anything. Passive income now, that is like investing, real estate, royalties, and stuff like that. Entrepreneurship and online businesses, right? Now, for planning for the long term, we need to set financial goals. How much do you want to earn in a week? How much do you want to put aside in a month? How much do you want to see in your bank account in a year? If you want to start a business, you got to save towards that. Setting financial goals. You also need to understand taxes. This is not talked about enough. Most of us has no idea what is going on when it comes to our taxes. A part of growing your wealth is understanding how taxes work. Not just throwing it one side when that time comes. This helps you to optimize your savings. Now, this is so prominent in today's society: scams. Avoid financial traps and scams. Avoid financial traps by staying informed and making smart choices. Start tracking your expenses, building an emergency fund, and making investments. How to reduce and eliminate debt. Stop maxing out your credit cards. Stop paying your bills late. Stop taking out high interest loans. And guys, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If you don't sign up for anything, how are you going to win $1 million? Please stop sending these people your money. Stop giving out personal information to unverified sources. You don't need to give a random man on the street your social security number or your social insurance number or your TRN wherever you are, whatever that number is. Nobody needs to know like your full name, your date of birth, all of that. Stop giving it out. Be careful with your cards, your card numbers, your CVV. Please avoid scams and avoid financial traps, because best believe these high interest loans are scams as well. You cannot tell me otherwise. and beware of get rich quick schemes. Trust me, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. Some key takeaways from this lesson is please budget and save. That's the only way you're going to achieve financial stability. Use your credit responsibly, invest early for long term wealth, and stay informed and avoid financial traps and scams, guys. Thank you for watching. You can find me on Instagram at digitalmarketinggirly_ and on TikTok at digitalmarketinggirly_. Please subscribe, like, and share. I'll see you guys next week.